I am Mark Griffon, the principal at Friendswood High School, the #1 high school experience anywhere. And we're excited to be here today to celebrate Veterans Day. I first want to welcome all of our veterans and military personnel to Friendswood High School on Veterans Day. It is our honor to host you here today. On behalf of Friendswood High School, I would like to thank you for your service. Our campus and students look forward to this event every year as we celebrate Veterans Day. I believe it is a special opportunity for our students to interact with our honored veterans. I want to also welcome back one of our longtime FHS family members, Miss Diane Hannigan. She always does a great job supporting and helping us organize this event. I would also like to thank our PTO and Miss Shauna Lewis, our librarian, for their support with our refreshments and decorations. We look forward to this special event each year, and we know with COVID that this year will be a little different, but because of the great work of our outstanding MCS program, we will be able to celebrate today. We are very honored to have our veterans on our campus today to celebrate Veterans Day. Thank you for being here. It's important, and welcome to Mustang Land.
Please stand for the pledges. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good morning. Good morning, veterans and reservists and members, family members who are here with you today. And good morning to Friendswood High School students and staff. I bring you greetings from the Daughters of the American Revolution, the largest women's service society in the world. DAR has 3 tenets. These are historic preservation, education, and patriotism. This is my 5th year to support a veterans program here at FHS, and although it is very different this year, it will still support 2 of those tenets, education and patriotism. Veterans Day was established to commemorate the end of World War I on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918, when Germany surrendered. So today, students, you will hear from veterans and reservists who have served our nation here at home and overseas, during peace and during war. And I hope that if you have a veteran at home or a neighbor, that you will always remember to thank them for their service. And now I'd like to introduce our first speaker. He's one of our own here at FHS, Colonel John Hall. He graduated from Friendswood High School in 1981. He attended the University of Texas at Austin, where he graduated in 1985 with a BS in Communications, and he earned his Juris Doctorate degree from UT Law School in 1988. He also earned a master's degree in Strategic Studies from the United States Army War College in 2009. Colonel Hall served in the U.S. Army Judge Advocate General's Corps active duty from 1989 until 1998. He deployed to the Persian Gulf during Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm in 1991. He served in the U.S. Army Judge Advocate General Corps Reserve from 1998 until 2018. During this time, he also mobilized to Washington, D.C. and to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, for Operation Noble Eagle in 2004. Colonel Hall retired in January 2018. He was a practicing attorney until he began his teaching career here at Friendswood High School in 2014. Mr. Hall teaches law, public safety, corrections, and security. Please welcome Colonel John Hall.
Thank you, Ms. Hannigan. I'm happy to be here, and for the first time in the 5 years we've done this, I think I really sincerely mean that. Because every year, Ms. Hannigan's asked me to come up and speak, and I'm happy to do that, but I never really figured out what to say. And this year, I think I figured out something good to say. I also want to thank all the veterans who are here. I want to especially thank my favorite veteran, my wife, Robin, who, as a federal government employee, has today off, so she's at home enjoying Veterans Day. What I wanted to say to you, students, young people, is what a great opportunity the military provides to people. Ms. Hannigan talked about my history in the Army, and it was a long one, 29 years plus the time I was in ROTC. But as a lawyer in the Army, I wasn't doing most of the exciting things that people do in the military. I was doing other things. They were important things, but other things. So I want to tell you a little bit about how the Army works, to give you an idea about why I think everybody can contribute and do something important in your military service, even if you're just the lowly JAG. In the Army, everybody gets trained on all kinds of skills that you hopefully will never use, like how to put on your gas mask and your chemical protective suit. And in that training, they also train you, if you're in an environment where you think there might be chemical weapons, how to figure out when it's time to take all that stuff off. When can you take the mask off safely? And the way they teach you to do that is everybody's wearing your stuff. And then just like in science class, you have these little chemical detector papers, little pieces of paper that will react to chemicals that are in the air. And so you take one of those and you test, and then you wait a few minutes, and you test again, and you wait a little longer, and you test again. And when you finally think the environment's safe, then you ask the person in your group who is least essential to completing the mission to take their gas mask off and see if it's really safe. My concern was that as the lawyer, I was always going to be the least essential person in the group. And so that might worry some people. On the other hand, every day that I was in the Army for all those years, every day I felt like I was contributing something important to the mission. And that's what the Army provides and the military provides to everybody, or has the opportunity to provide to everybody, is to do something that's more important than you, to give something bigger than yourself, to contribute to a mission that's more important than maybe your life sometimes. Now, luckily, and this is true for many, many people in the military, luckily, I was never faced with a life or death situation that I had any control over. When I was in a combat zone, I was not actually in combat. I was just there. And so if something bad was going to happen to me, it was just going to happen. I wasn't engaged in that decision-making. But lots of other people, of course, are in much more dangerous, trying circumstances than that. And to them, of course, we can only say thank you and wish for the best outcome for everybody. Even though I didn't face that most of the time I was in the military, what I want to say, what I thought I had to say was, every day, it's like Mr. Tucker likes to say, every day it's great to be a Mustang. Not every day in your service is going to be a great day, but every day it was a great day to be a soldier. So, if you're interested in finding something bigger than you, something that's more important than just you, then I don't think you could do worse than thinking about joining the military. Now, I'm not a recruiter. I'm not here to recruit anybody. But I do want to impress on you how useful that made me feel. And who could ask for more than to feel like you're being useful in your community? So, didn't mean to get emotional. It just dawned on me that it was something important to say. So, with that, again, thank you to all of you, and thank you, students out there. And if you're interested in talking about the military or military service to your community, our military group here at FHS, I'll be happy to talk to you about that. And come by anytime. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now I want to introduce our Master of Ceremonies for the rest of the program today, Colonel John M. Nemechek, a graduate of the United States Air Force Academy. Colonel Nemechek has proudly served his country for over 27 years. Colonel Nemechek honorably served 14 years on active duty before transitioning into the United States Air Force Reserves, where he served as the Deputy Maintenance Group Commander, 301st Fighter Wing, NAS Joint Reserve Base, Fort Worth. In March of 2020, Colonel Nemechek transitioned from Fort Worth to Peterson Space Force Garrison in Colorado Springs, where he is currently the Immobilization Augmentee Deputy Director, S4, in the United States Space Force. Colonel Nemechek is a decorated service member who has worked with the Air Combat Command, Air Materiel Command, Air Education and Training Command, NATO, Air Force Special Operations Command, Air Force Reserve Command, and most recently with the newest branch of service, the United States Space Force. During his military career, Colonel Nemechek spent time serving overseas during Operation Desert Shield and with NATO Joint Forces Southern Command. When not performing his duties as a weekend warrior, Colonel Nemechek is employed by Baker Hughes as the Director of Digital Technology Logistics IT Systems. Colonel Nemechek is the president of the Folds of Honor South Texas chapter and is involved in many veteran service organizations, sharing his time and talent to help his brothers and sisters in arms. Colonel Nemechek enjoys fishing and golfing and is an active member and volunteer within his community and church. And 2 of his children have already graduated from Friendswood High School, and his son Jackson is a senior. Now we'll turn over the program to Colonel Nemechek, and he will introduce and work with the rest of our guests. Colonel Nemechek.
All right. Hello from Space Mustangs. So it's a pleasure to be here once again, and really looking forward to having our veterans from the community come up here and share their thoughts and stories with you. It's always an honor to be here. I've always thought it's an honor to serve my country and serve it faithfully. I've been doing so for quite some time now, and even after almost 30 years, I finally figured out why I was the first guy to take my gas mask off. But thanks for that, Colonel. But the other thing I noticed, I wanted to give another shout out to the Salute to Service Friday night event. It's always wonderful to come in and at the football game and see such a wonderful spectacle. Although I was a little bit disappointed, I was hoping I could stand up for the Space Force song. So maybe next year. So I still stood up for the Air Force song, but we'll get that straight. And but again, I just wanted to just kind of talk a little bit. You know, it's been quite a year, and you know, not only with the COVID outbreak, is also an election year. And so for those of you that are 18 and had the opportunity to exercise your right to vote, I want to say thank you on the behalf of this veteran and all the veterans that have come before you that have spilt a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to defend that right for you. So never take those rights for granted, and always encourage those around you that can to continue to exercise their rights. So Regardless of the outcomes, it's just it's something special to the United States. And if you don't live in, if you've ever been around a country that doesn't afford you that, you know, maybe maybe you'll see why it's so nice to be in the United States of America. So I always like to talk a little bit, as we mentioned, United States Space Force, our newest branch of service. Very excited to be a part of that. I didn't really know what to expect when I first joined it and took the role, but I can promise you there is a lot of things going on that I think will be a benefit to the United States and continuing to operate in that domain. And so with that said, I think we have a pretty good representation of Army, Navy, Marines here. And what we'll do is we'll kind of turn it over to each speaker. They'll get up and kind of just tell you a little bit about them, and we'll just keep this rolling. So thank you again, Diane, for having us. Such a wonderful event, and look forward to the speakers. So thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Stephen Scholes. Graduated Friendswood High School in 2002. For the Marine Corps the year after. Got hurt in Iraq in 2005. They said I'd never walk again. I've had 20 surgeries now worth over $1 million. Spent 6 weeks in a coma. Walked over 51 miles last week, and I just keep going. Couldn't ask for better. Been to Hawaii 5 times, Jamaica once. Seen Bruce Springsteen 10 times in New York City. Just living life for the best. Couldn't ask for better. Just keep on going. Got to do it. Thank you.
Jim, you want to come up?
Hey, good morning. Jim Roos, and privileged to be here. Thanks for Diane's for remembering me on this. It's good to see the friends, the Gonzalez's, Nemechek's, Stephen. Just the young folks of this, of here in Friendswood High School, the sacrifices that your parents make to have you grow up in this bubble is huge. The foundation that you're building here with your beautiful school, your beautiful community. It's not like this everywhere throughout our great country, so you really have a lot to be thankful for here. Soak up all your great teachers here, your administrators, your law enforcement, and just take the lessons they have as they help you grow and continue to make this country great. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mike Skinner. I am a veteran of the United States Marine Corps, and I will say that I am jealous of Colonel Hall that they actually got gas masks. Okay, they just told us to hold our breath. So, again, I was in the United States Marine Corps logistics or supply chain from 1990 through 1993, veteran of Desert Shield and Desert Storm.
And I'm Leanne Skinner, his wife, and I met him when he was a nice Marine lieutenant at Camp Lejeune, and I was in college. And once I finished college, I joined the Air Force and spent 4 years as a nurse. And for those young kids that don't really know what they want to do, the military is a great way to foster your loves, your desires, and they can help you figure out what you might like to do. My husband, for example, is an Aggie animal science major, but in the Marines he was a logistics officer. So now does he do animals? No, he does logistics. So I still do nursing, but I have also used my time in the military and all the benefits to get my master's degree and become a nurse midwife, which was always my love when I was in the military working with advanced practice nurses. So you can also use the military benefits to help further your education, whether it just be college or getting an advanced degree. We have 3 Friendswood High School students, 2 graduated in 13 and 16, and a couple extra kids that went here also. And then our son Alex is a junior. So we love Friendswood and Friendswood High School, and we're glad for the education it provides our kids.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mustangs. My name is Sergeant Marty Gonzalez. I was in the Marine Corps as well. I went into the Marine Corps in 1998 before 2001 had happened. I was home on leave. I was able to watch the towers fall down, transitioning into the infantry, where I knew we were about to go and get into something big. In Hawaii, I wasn't doing anything, and so I got out of the Marine Corps. I started working at a bank. I never felt right about leaving the Marine Corps. I felt like I never did my part, but rejoined it, and I was headed to Fallujah, Iraq during 2004. It was a major stronghold for the insurgents, and when we went in, like I said, I was the sergeant, and one of our guys died exactly today, about 16 years ago. He was our first death. My guys got shook up pretty good on that. So I had to start taking point, and I had to start letting them know that we're gonna finish this, and we need to do it pretty fast. And I was there, and I got 2 Bronze Stars with V's for being trying to make sure my guys were taken care of. And then I've also got 3 Purple Hearts. I was wondering why they kept pushing me into the front of the stack. I guess it was the same as the gas mask. But honestly, I want to introduce you to the real hero. I've been sick. I've been in a wheelchair. And this beautiful woman was at my side and took care of me. So I just want her to read a little something for you guys.
Hi, I'm Tawny Gonzalez. So for me, Veterans Day, I'm not going to lie, it used to be just another day to me, and it was one that I never really fully appreciated like most Americans do. Yes, my father, my grandpas, my uncles, and a lot of my family members had served, but that was all before I was alive, so it never affected me on a personal level. And that was until I met my Marine. And now I truly understand what it means to be a veteran. I have seen firsthand the physical effects of war. I've watched Marty learn how to walk again. He was paralyzed for 2 years and endured countless surgeries and extreme pain. Yet every day he still wished he could be out there fighting with his brothers, again, no matter what the cost would be. We have dear friends who are missing limbs, and they would gladly do their missions again, knowing the outcome, or even if it was going to be worse. I have seen the emotional pain in the eyes of my husband and his brothers. The survivor's guilt, the depression, and the traumas of war affects them all deep in their souls, yet they keep fighting for the brothers they have lost. I have seen the true cost of war in the eyes of a Gold Star parent, a Gold Star spouse, and a Gold Star child. It is a feeling you will never forget. Their veteran made the ultimate sacrifice to keep us free. I have also seen the love. The love these warriors have for each other is something I can never fully understand. I respect it, but I can never fully get it because I have not lived it. These warriors went into the depths of hell together, and they would have gladly given their lives and died for the brothers to the left or right of them. That is a real selfless love that many of us do not know. I have seen the pride in our active duty ready to answer the call whenever they are needed without a moment's hesitation, and I have also seen the worry in their families' eyes, fearing the unknown. I now appreciate Veterans Day and have the utmost respect and gratitude for the men and women in it and how we honor them on this day. I just wish more Americans could really understand what it is to be a veteran. And then maybe, just maybe, things would be a little bit different in our country. I love you, Marty Gonzalez. Thank you for opening my eyes to so much and leading by example. I now know what it truly means to be an American that loves their country and to live with integrity. You taught me that, and I'm really thankful. I also want to thank all his 5 brothers and the ones they lost, and I want to say thank you to all our veterans, past, present, and future.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tony Henriquez. I was a Marine for 30 years. I enlisted in 1982 and retired in 2012. And the first thing I want to do is I want to thank all the veterans in the room for your service. And happy birthday to the Marines. We're at 245 years. My experience in the Marine Corps was, very interesting. The Marine Corps changed a lot in 30 years. I kind of changed with it. So it's wartime. We've been at war since 2001. So that kind of wears on you after a while, specifically for those that actually have to go there and get shot at. Some of you are good at getting shot at. I got lucky, and I was in a combat zone like some of you, but I never got shot at. I got scuds, shot at us and stuff, but nothing direct fire, no direct fire. My wife was also Army for 9 years, and we actually met in a combat zone, if you can believe that, in 2003. And we liked each other, and we decided to keep in contact. And after the war, or after we came home, we married. We have 4 children, all of which attended Friendswood High School. 2 of them already graduated, Stephanie and Leslie, and Carlos and Diego are still attending now. So once again, thank you. My wife won't come out and speak, so she sent me out here. She kicked me out. I said, you do it. But thank you for your service. Thank you for the teachers, for everything that you do for our kids. And thank you to the students for having us here. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, once again, thank you so much to our veterans for coming and sharing your experiences today. Thank you again for having us here at Friendswood High School, Principal Griffon, and the students. Thanks for coming up with a way for us to share, right? Because as Tawny said, the more we do this, the more people understand. I just think it makes us a better country. So with that said, Diane, thank you for arranging the veterans as well. Obviously, you're very special to me. I couldn't do my service without you, so thank you for that. And once again, I would just say God bless the United States of America, and thanks for having us. So turn it over to you.
In just a moment, we'll hear from our choir once again. I want to thank the choir for recording the national anthem and the military songs that we'll stand and enjoy when you hear your song. I also had an idea. If anyone out there wants to be part of Giving Tuesday, I think that's what we call it, the Folds of Honor would be an excellent organization for our students, our faculty, our families, anyone that has the opportunity to give. I can tell you I know a lot about Folds of Honor, and it would be an excellent organization for you to support. So now I'll turn it back over to our choir, and I'll ask our veterans and military personnel if you would like to stand when you hear your song played. We would love to see that. Thank you.